On a tense episode of The View, what began as a spirited debate between Elon Musk and Representative Jasmine Crockett escalated into a media firestorm that captivated millions. The discussion, initially focused on the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, a Musk-advised initiative to streamline federal spending, quickly turned personal as Crockett accused Musk of orchestrating a job massacre to serve his and President Trump's interests, claiming the dismissal of thousands of federal workers caused widespread hardship. Musk countered with precise data, stating DOGE saved $60 billion by cutting 12% of redundant personnel, challenging Crockett to propose alternatives to curb the $600 billion in annual government waste. Crockett, visibly unprepared for Musk's factual rebuttals, accused him of wielding DOGE to consolidate power and manipulating the X platform to control public discourse. Musk calmly refuted her, noting her own X account, with 2.5 million followers, posted freely without restriction, and cited X's open-sourced algorithm as evidence of transparency. As Crockett's emotional accusations faltered against Musk's composed logic, the audience grew restless. Sensing her struggle, the tension peaked when Crockett, unable to counter Musk's data-driven arguments, tore off her microphone and stormed off the set, declaring she wouldn't let a billionaire mock democracy. This unprecedented exit left the studio in chaos, with Joy Behar struggling to regain control as cameras captured the stunned audience's reactions. The incident, instantly viral with millions of views, sparked a wave of memes and commentary, with many mocking Crockett's retreat while praising Musk's dominance. Conservative media, like Fox News, hailed Musk as a hero of reason, while progressive outlets, such as the New York Times, framed Crockett's exit as a protest against billionaire power, though public sentiment largely viewed her as unprepared. The View faced a PR crisis, with producers debating whether to invite Crockett back or issue an apology, ultimately choosing silence, which further damaged the show's reputation as a fair debate platform. The clash's fallout reshaped public perceptions of Musk, Crockett, and The View, highlighting the power of data and social media in modern discourse. Musk's victory wasn't just in the studio. His strategic use of X amplified his narrative, with posts like "Truth Always Prevails" garnering hundreds of thousands of likes. His calm demeanor and reliance on specifics, such as Tesla's $22 billion in US taxes and 120,000 jobs created, solidified his image as a truth teller among conservatives and a growing X audience, even as Democrats labeled him a Democratic threat. Crockett, conversely, faced a credibility crisis. Her attempts to rebuild her image on progressive shows were overshadowed by the viral clip of her exit, earning her the moniker the runaway online. Her approval ratings plummeted, and while she retained her congressional seat, opponents weaponized the incident to question her competence. The View's ratings suffered as audiences, both conservative and progressive, doubted its impartiality, with sponsors pressuring leadership to act. The incident also sparked broader debates about billionaires' influence, with Musk's role in Trump's administration scrutinized for potential conflicts, particularly Tesla's ties to China. Musk deflected these concerns, emphasizing his $12 billion investment in US clean energy and zero subsidies from China, contrasting this with politicians accepting funds from China-dependent firms. The clash became a cultural flashpoint, symbolizing the divide between those who see billionaires like Musk as innovative leaders and those who view them as oligarchy threats. Independent voices, from Substack writers to podcasters, reinforced Musk's dominance, noting Crockett's reliance on emotion over evidence left her vulnerable. The View's official statement, calling the incident an abrupt end to lively dialogue, was mocked online as a weak attempt to downplay what many saw as Musk's demolition of Crockett's arguments. The Musk-Crockett clash on The View transcended a mere TV moment, becoming a lens through which to view America's polarized landscape and the evolving role of data and platforms in shaping public opinion. The incident underscored a key lesson. In a society demanding transparency, emotional appeals, like Crockett's, falter against logical, evidence-based arguments, as demonstrated by Musk's use of verifiable figures and X's open policies. X emerged as a central player, its 650 million monthly users amplifying every voice, from grassroots movements to Crockett's own viral critiques of Musk, proving its power as a democratic tool rather than a controlled echo chamber. The media frenzy, Fox News celebrating Musk, MSNBC defending Crockett, and neutral outlets like The Washington Post noting a shift in talk show dynamics, highlighted how ideological battles often prioritize drama over substance. Long-term, The View's decline in ratings and Crockett's damaged reputation contrasted with Musk's rising influence, with polls showing many Americans trusted him as a problem solver. The clash prompted discussions about wealth, technology, and democracy, with analysts arguing Musk's data-driven approach outmatched traditional political rhetoric in the digital age. For individuals, whether students, activists, or professionals, the takeaway is clear. To persuade in today's polarized US, one must wield specific data, maintain composure, and leverage platforms like X strategically, avoiding the emotional pitfalls that led to Crockett's collapse. The incident's cultural impact lingered, reshaping how debates are conducted and perceived, with Musk proving that in a world of instant information, those who control facts and platforms hold the narrative. Subscribe to stay updated on analysis of such opinion-shaping moments, and join the next video to explore truth in today's complex media landscape. On a charged episode of The View, a debate between Elon Musk and Representative Jasmine Crockett spiraled into a media earthquake that gripped the nation. The discussion, centered on the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, a Musk-advised initiative to curb federal waste, ignited when Crockett accused Musk of orchestrating a job massacre, claiming the dismissal of thousands of federal workers caused widespread hardship to serve his and President Trump's interests. Musk, unfazed, countered with precise data. DOGE saved $60 billion by cutting 12% of redundant personnel, addressing the $600 billion in annual government inefficiencies. He challenged Crockett to propose alternatives, but she pivoted to accusing him of using DOGE to amass power and manipulating the X platform to control discourse. Musk calmly noted her X account, with 2.5 million followers, posted freely, citing the platform's open-sourced algorithm as proof of transparency. As Crockett's emotional accusations faltered against Musk's factual rebuttals, the studio grew tense. The audience sensing her struggle, the clash intensified when Crockett, unable to counter Musk's data, ripped off her microphone and stormed off, shouting she wouldn't let a billionaire mock democracy. This unprecedented exit plunged the studio into chaos, with Joy Behar struggling to restore order as cameras captured the audience's stunned reactions. The clip went viral, amassing millions of views, sparking memes like one captioned, "When you challenge Elon, but forget facts." Conservative outlets like Fox News hailed Musk as a hero of reason, while progressive media, including the New York Times, framed Crockett's exit as a protest against billionaire power, though public sentiment largely saw her as unprepared. The View faced a PR nightmare, with producers debating whether to invite Crockett back or apologize, ultimately choosing silence, which fueled perceptions of bias. Backstage, producers argued over cutting the broadcast, but the clip's spread was unstoppable, with a journalist live streaming. Crockett dug her own grave, and Musk held the shovel. Musk's tweet, "Truth always prevails," garnered hundreds of thousands of likes, cementing his social media triumph. The incident highlighted the power of data-driven arguments in a polarized era, with Musk's composure contrasting Crockett's emotional collapse, setting the stage for a broader cultural reckoning. Word count totaled 1,260. The fallout from the Musk-Crockett clash reshaped perceptions of both figures, The View, and the role of billionaires in public life, underscoring X's influence in modern discourse. Musk's victory extended beyond the studio. His strategic X posts, like one thanking The View for the debate, amplified his narrative, earning millions of interactions. His reliance on specifics, Tesla's $22 billion in US taxes, 120,000 jobs created, and $12 billion in clean energy research, solidified his image as a truth teller among conservatives and a growing X audience, even as Democrats called for probes into his Trump administration role. Labeling him a Democratic threat, Crockett faced a credibility crisis. Her attempts to rebuild her image on progressive shows were undermined by the viral clip, earning her the online moniker The Runaway. Internal polls showed her approval ratings plummeting, and while she retained her congressional seat, opponents weaponized the incident to question her competence. The View's ratings tanked as audiences questioned its fairness, with sponsors pressuring leadership to act. Some executives proposed inviting conservative guests, but resistance stalled action, leaving the show in a deadlock. The clash also fueled debates about Musk's potential conflicts, particularly Tesla's China ties. Crockett accused him of hypocrisy for advising Trump on tariffs while profiting from a Shanghai factory. But Musk countered that his factory exported cars globally, bringing billions to the US, unlike competitors taking Chinese subsidies. Independent voices, from Substack writers to podcasters, reinforced Musk's dominance, noting Crockett's emotional approach left her vulnerable. A podcaster invited a former Democratic congressman who admitted Crockett needed data, not passion. The View's statement, calling the incident an abrupt end to lively dialogue, was mocked as a weak attempt to downplay Musk's demolition of Crockett's arguments. The incident became a cultural flashpoint, symbolizing the divide between those who see billionaires like Musk as innovative leaders and those who view them as oligarchic threats, with X's 650 million users amplifying every perspective, from grassroots movements to Crockett's own viral critiques, proving its democratic power. The clash's ripple effects lingered, reshaping how debates are perceived and highlighting the need for evidence over emotion in a transparent society. The Musk-Crockett clash transcended a TV moment, becoming a lens into America's polarized landscape and the evolving role of data and platforms in shaping opinion. It underscored a critical lesson. In a society craving transparency, emotional appeals, like Crockett's, crumble against logical, evidence-based arguments, as shown by Musk's use of verifiable figures and X's open policies. X emerged as a pivotal force, its 650 million monthly users amplifying voices from all sides, proving its role as a democratic tool rather than a controlled echo chamber. The media frenzy, Fox News celebrating Musk, MSNBC defending Crockett, and neutral outlets like The Washington Post, noting a shift in talk show dynamics, highlighted how ideological battles prioritize drama over substance. The View's declining ratings, Crockett's damaged reputation, and Musk's rising influence, with polls showing many Americans trusted him as a problem solver, reflected the clash's lasting impact. The incident sparked discussions about wealth, technology, and democracy, with analysts arguing Musk's data-driven approach outmatched traditional rhetoric in the digital age. For individuals, students, activists, or professionals, the takeaway is clear. To persuade in today's polarized US, wield specific data, maintain composure, and leverage platforms like X strategically, avoiding emotional pitfalls like Crockett's. Her collapse showed emotion, though powerful, can't replace logic when facing a public demanding facts. The clash prompted a cultural reckoning, with Musk proving that in an era of instant information, those who control data and platforms hold the narrative. Media outlets, despite varied angles, admitted Musk didn't just defeat Crockett. He redefined how billionaires command a stage without raising their voice. The incident's cultural impact lingered, reshaping debate dynamics and perceptions of influence, with X at the center of every discussion. Subscribe to stay updated on analysis of such opinion-shaping moments, and join the next video to explore truth in today's complex media landscape. The clash's legacy serves as a reminder. In a polarized society, equipping oneself with knowledge, staying calm, and using data strategically builds lasting credibility in a world valuing truth and transparency, ensuring one's voice rises above the noise of ideological battles.